All right, guys, welcome to best odds prediction for today's prediction. We have this on board. All right, so this we are predicting for is for tomorrow, being 18th for 2025. So pay attention and make sure that you practice what we bring out to you because 75 to 80% of these odds are likely to come out. Have you come to think of it or go back after playing this game to check on what we predict? I know that we are human, not to expect 100 over 100 regarding to our prediction, but be rest assured that 75% of our prediction is likely to be played. Do you understand? Most cases in those days that I used to predict, if I predict like 200 games, be rest assured that 185, 175 games will come out exactly the same way I predict it. All right. So let me quickly move into today's uh, prediction against tomorrow. All right, being 18th. All right. So if I'm not mistaken, please. Today is what? Let me check today's date before I will give wrong information. Yeah, today is 17th. So we are talking about tomorrow prediction being 18th of April 2025. All right. So let me quickly jump into it so that you will get it and go and make use of it as soon as possible. All right. So with your likely popular matches, what we have right here, we have a Greensbury. Sorry, we have Greensbury versus Swindon Town. We have Greensbury versus Swindon Town, which will be playing on the 18th April by 4 p.m. So we expect Greensbury to win that ball with the odd of 1.90. All right. So let's quickly move to the next one also, which we have right here. We'll be playing on the 18th of April, 4 p.m. Okay, 4 a.m., not 4 p.m. All right. We have here Lesaju. Lesaju is Elajju. That is Lesaju then versus Communication. You understand? So we have here, we expect Lesaju to win that game with the odd of a 2.10. Okay. So let's quickly move to the next one. What we have right here. Please take remark of what I'm giving you right away because I just try to make it a little bit faster where you can make use of it. So the next one is a Florisdo versus Rapid Vien 2. Florido versus Rapid Vien. The Florido is Floridsdo. All right. So versus Rapid Vien 2. Okay, so we expect Florido to win that game with the odd of 1.91. All right, against Rapid Vien 2. So let me quickly move to the next one. What I have right here, I have right here. Let me check it. Okay, I have right here. Venarsburg FK versus Gripbestad. Venarsburg FK versus Gripbestad. You understand? So where we expect Gripbestad to win the game with the odd of 2.03. All right. So let me quickly move to the next one, where we have the National League. We have Yeovil Town versus Forest Green. All right. So we expect Forest Green to win the game with the odd of 2.30. All right. So the next one, what we have on our list right here is Kaffenberg versus Skew Amstetten. All right, where we expect Kaffenberg to win the game with the odd of 2.38. All right, so that is what we have in this region. But this is your popular matches, what you can expect tomorrow being 18th for 2025. So let's quickly move to France League One. Let's see what they have right there. Where Rennes will be playing Nantes. So we expect Rennes to win that game with the odd of 1.81. All right. So now let's quickly also drive straight to Netherlands, the country where I'm giving you this broadcast from. So let's go to Netherlands. So if you are watching from Netherlands, please just pay attention. Let's give you this odd that will put you at a very high chance to win. Don't put too much, but I'm giving you 75% assurance that most of this game, what I'm giving to you, is likely to come out or play exactly the same way I'm giving it out to you. So we have here Den Bosch versus VV Venlo, all right, which we expect Den Bosch to win with the odd of 2.15. All right, 2.15. That is what we expect Den Bosch to win. So the next one is FT Eindhoven versus Testa. So we expect Testa to win that game with the odd of 2.15 also. All right. So the next one on my list here is Emmen versus Jong AZ. All right. They call it here Young. Jong, that is the Young is Jong, then AZ. All right. So we expect the Emmen to win that game with the odd of a 1.5. All right. Now we have the next on my list, Netherlands games that we call it Netherlands Este Division. All right. So we have the next one on my list right here, which is Harmond versus Cambo. We expect Cambo to win that game with the odd of 1.75. All right. So the next on my list here is MVV versus Young Utrecht. So we expect MVV to win that game with the odd of 1.57. Okay, so let's quickly move to Spain, La Liga. Please bear with me. We don't really have much on that area. So in that area, we have Espanyol versus Getafe. So we expect Espanyol to win that game with the odd of 2.8. All right. So let's go to other ones. Algeria League One. Let's see what they have right there. Okay. So Algeria League One, we have Kenchala versus Parado AC. So we expect Kenchala to win that game with the odd of 1.7. And the next to it is Setif versus Ems Oran. So we expect Setif to win that game with the odd of 1.68. All right. So let's quickly move to Argentina. We have Argentina Professional Argentina. So Gimnasia. I don't know how you pronounce that. Gimnasia versus River Plate. So we expect River Plate to win that game with the odd of 2. All right. So also let's quickly move to Australian League A, where you have Adelaide U versus Wellington. So we expect Adelaide U to win that game with the odd of 1.61. All right. So please take note of what we are bringing to you. All right. Don't mistaking them to any other of your betting platform. This is what we're bringing to you right here is completely free of charge and is 75% accurate to 80% accurate. Okay. So I do my analytics before. There is a way I do my analytics. So don't take it for granted. Play it, come back and give me the results. Okay. Don't take it for granted. So we have here in New South Wales NPL, same Australia. So we have Sydney 2 versus Wollongong W. All right. So we expect Wollongong W to win that game with the odd of 2.35. All right. So it's most likely to be draw. Okay, that game is most likely to be draw. There is a very high tendency that they might get draw in that game. So let's proceed to the next one. Same in Australia, where we have Manly United versus Appeal L. All right, where we expect Appeal L to win with the odd of 1.8. All right, so let's quickly move to the next one, where we have Australian New South Wales NPL 2. All right, where we have Northern T versus Bonnier Ridge W. All right, where we expect Northern T to win with the odd of 1.48. All right, so Australia, let's go back a little bit to Australia and see what Australia have. Austria. What Austria have for us? Austria Bundesliga. Okay, Austria Bundesliga. Don't forget we have Australia Bundesliga 1, Australia Bundesliga 2 also. So we're starting with the Australia Bundesliga. So we have on my list here Lask Links versus WSG Wattens. All right, where we expect Lask Links to win with the odd of 1.61. All right, so let's quickly also move to Austria Liga 2, where we have a lot of games. There we have a lot of games. Austria, the first one on my list right here is Austria L versus FC Liefering, where we expect Austria L to win with the odd of 2.47. All right, so we have also Florisdo versus Rapid 2, where we expect Florisdo to win with the odd of 1.91. All right, so you can also do your own due diligence also and mix it up if you feel that with your odd you can make out something out of what we are giving you right here. So we have on my list, the next one is XV Horn versus Swans Weeks B. All right, where we expect Swans Weeks B to win with the odd of 2.2. All right, now we also have a Kefenberg with SQA. All right, so we expect Kefenberg to win with the odd of 2.38. All right, so next on my list here is SV Lafnitz versus Wolfsburg. All right, so we expect Wolfsburg to win with the odd of 1.93 in that game. The next on my list is ST Potin versus Raid. ST Potin versus Raid. We expect Raid to win that game with the odd of 2.21. So we have the next on my list, which will also be playing by 6 p.m. Storm 2 versus First Vienna. So we expect First Vienna to win that game because they have been on top all this while. So we have Admira versus Strip Fink. So we expect Admira to win that game with the odd of 1.65. So when you are checking at this odd, you will see that this is our prediction, what we are giving you right here. Okay, so let's quickly go to Azerbaijan Premier Liga. So let's see what they have right there. So Azerbaijan Premier Liga, we have Araz versus Turan. Okay, so we expect Araz to win that game with the odd of a 1.9. So let's also quickly move to Belarus Premier League, where we have FC Minsk versus FC Gomel. So in that game, we expect FC Minsk to win that game with the order of a 2.6, but most likely to be they have a also high tendency to draw that game, as the case may be. So let's move now to Belgium, where you have a Challengers Pro League. All right. So let's see what they have for us in Belgium. There you have a lot of games. I mean, guys, you will love this. So we have a total of 220 games to predict for you for today, for tomorrow's match being 18th April 2025. All right. So we have a Brook 2 versus France B. So we expect Brook 2 to win that game with the odd of 2.05. The next on my list is KRC Gang 2 versus Liaske. All right. So we expect Liaske to win that game with the odd of 2. The next on my list is Lumel U versus Ral L. This, we are now in Belgian Challenger Pro League. All right. Don't forget these areas that I'm mentioning right here. So we have a Lomel U versus Ral L. So we expect Ral L to win that game with the odd of 1.44. So the next on my list is Patro Esden versus As Epen. All right. So we expect Patro Esden to win that game with the odd of 1.54. All right. So the next on my list is also RSC 2 versus Wasland. All right. So we expect Wasland to win that game with the odd of 1.85. So we have here Syringe U versus Lucarin T. So we expect Lucarin T to win that game with the odd of 1.77. All right. So the next, which is the last from this region, but not the least, is Wagem versus RWDM. So we expect Wagem to win that game with the odd of 2.38, which also has a very high tendency of drawing that game also. All right. So let's go to Bolivia Premier Division. And see what they have right there. Bolivia Premier Division, we have San A versus Nacional P. We expect San A to win that game with the odd of 2. All right. The next on my list is DS versus Aurora. The Aurora is a AURORA. So we expect the S to win that game with the odd of 1.47. All right. So let's go to Bosnia Premier Liga straight away. Let's see what they have right there. Bosnia Premier Liga, we have Sloboda versus Radnik B. All right. So we expect Radnik B to win that game with the odd of 1.58. All right. So the next on my list is Gosk Gabela versus Slaga Badobai. I don't know. Please don't hold me with my pronunciation. All right. So we expect Slaga to win that game with a 1.42. All right. So let's quickly go to Brazil Serie A, because they also have Brazil Serie B, where you have a Cruzeiro versus Bahia. All right. So we expect Cruzeiro to win that game with with the odd of a 2.25. All right. So let's quickly also go to Brazil Serie B, where you have a lot of game also. So the first one here is Goiás versus Villa Nova. So Goiás, we expect Goiás to win that game with the odd of 1.78. All right. So the next is Botafogo SP versus Remo. So we expect Botafogo to win that game with the odd of 2.25. All right. The next on my list right here is CRB versus Volta R, which we expect CRB to win that game with the odd of 1.7. The next one is Chrissy